Hello, Jordas viewers. I have decided yet again to bless you with my presence and beautiful opinions. And today I would like to discuss music. Specifically, I mean MFDOOM. Today I want to take you through my top 5 MFDOOM albums and explain to you why they're my top 5, and also go through them in order from my least favorite on the list to my most favorite on the list. Starting off strong at number 5, we have Food. This album, it's one of MFDOOM's most popular albums for a reason. I'm not gonna lie to you. The flow of every song on that album is fucking impeccable, and the way that the songs are placed within the album create a very enjoyable listening experience to anyone who wishes to just listen to the album start to finish. I always really like to see how the artists chose to place their music within the albums that they release, because oftentimes artists will put together music in the way that they like to hear it and in the order that they like to hear it, and so there's probably a reason for that. That's also a big reason MFDOOM is one of my favorite artists of all time, because all of his albums have that kind of structure and intended planning, which I really, really, really fucking dig. Food has some certified hood classics on it, such as One Beer and Rapp Snitches. And Rapp Snitches, I can rap that entire thing without a fucking stutter, bro. I swear to God, that song, I had that shit on repeat at a certain point. Oh, Jordas, Rapp Snitches is one of his most popular songs, and it's extremely overplayed. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I don't care. Rapp Snitches is a fucking certified hood classic. Every time that shit comes on, I want to start boogieing. Off of that album, though, I think my favorite song has got to be Holderz. Something about the kind of melancholic beat and the way that the song sounds, it really makes me just get in the zone. If you've never listened to MFDOOM and want to just listen to one of his albums, Food is a really good place to start. So it's an overall very solid album and definitely deserves the number 5 spot on my list.
How you doing, girl? How you doing, girl?
To me, you mean the most, baby. You already know. Yeah, you already know. To me, you mean the most, baby. You know.
In spot number 4, I've got to give it to NEHRUVIANDOOM. That album was fucking crazy. Now, NEHRUVIANDOOM is actually a collab between MFDOOM and Bishop Naru. Now, MFDOOM just kind of prods on this album, but Bishop was actually 16 when this album was released. That means all of the raps in that album were done by a 16-year-old. Now, every time I get a little too into this album and I start enjoying myself a little too hard, I start to reflect on how much of a disappointment I am comparatively to this dude. Imagine collabing with MFDOOM at age 16. One of my favorite songs ever is called Means the Most, and it's actually off of this very album. And I really enjoy it for the melody, for the sampling, the flow and the rhythm. Bishop does an incredible job rapping on it. Prodding is clearly MFDOOM. I was just very happy with this album. If you're not an avid MFDOOM listener and you're trying to get more into MFDOOM stuff, this is not the album to intro yourself to MFDOOM with. But it is a really good album, and I would recommend listening to it in your free time if you haven't already.
Hey, yo, y'all can't stand right here.
Spot number 3 has to be reserved for the classic. Operation Doomsday. It's MFDOOM's most popular album, and there is a good reason for it. It's incredible. Operation Doomsday is formatted kind of like an old audio play. The sampling at the beginning of all songs and the song interludes all kind of tell a story. It's a really cool concept album, and I really fuck with it. If you've never listened to an MFDOOM album in full, this is definitely the album to start with. It is the album that basically everyone knows if they're familiar with MFDOOM, and it's a really, really cool listen. MFDOOM is also a genius sampler, like, holy fucking shit. Probably the only bitch I know better at sampling than Kanye himself. Off of that album, I think my favorite song has got to be Rhymes Like Dimes. It's a really funky sounding song, and it makes me feel very groovy, so I quite enjoy it. This album also features one of his most popular songs ever, Doomsday, where he famously sampled Sade. It's a really beautiful song, and the vocals in it, provided by Sade from her original song, Kiss of Life, which, by the way, is a really good song, and you should go listen to it also. This has nothing to do with MFDOOM. Well, kind of does, because he sampled it, but that song is really good as well, so go listen to Kiss of Life. Anyways, Operation Doomsday, killer album, great vibes, 10 out of 10. That's all I'm saying.
The jar is under the bed.
For spot number 2, I think I'm gonna have to give it to Madvillainy. This is definitely MFDOOM's straight up fucking evil ass album, bro. The beats on this album are very dark and grungy, makes you feel very edgy listening to it, like real badass. If you're ever kind of blasted and you want to have an out-of-body experience, put on all caps off of this album. Trust me, it will change your life. I like to listen to it in headphones at a very high volume. It's spectacular. This album is filled with bangers, and I consider it a basically no-skips album. I really appreciate the edgy theme it has going on within it.
Fast lane.
And last but not least, spot number 1, Take Me to Your Leader. Holy fuck, this album is so fucking good. Wow. I love this album. Not only is it my favorite MFDOOM album, but it's also my favorite album ever. In fact, I am planning to get a tattoo of King Ghidorah on my hip at some point in my early 20s, if not earlier. Now, this album was actually released under his King Ghidorah alias, or King Ghidorah. He kind of changes pronunciation throughout songs depending on the flow, so it doesn't really matter how you say it either. It's also formatted in the style of an old audio play, just like Operation Doomsday. However, I feel like the storyline in this one is far more succinct and easy to follow. The album includes very interesting real-life social commentary, whilst also being extremely fantastical. It's got an evil scientist, space invasion type of vibe. It's really, really, really cool. One of my favorite songs is off of this album, and it's called Lockjaw. It's only got like a minute-long runtime, and that's all that song needs. When I listen to that song, I could imagine myself running through a series of corridors of an underground science base, and I'm getting chased, and I make it out right as the door slams shut behind me. That song makes me feel the thrill of a chase. That's how good it is. Take Me to Your Leader, while not necessarily being super underground, is criminally underrated. I really wish that Take Me to Your Leader could have been a household kind of name. Wow, that album, you, your peepaw, and your meemaw, and your fucking aunt, and maybe, like, I don't know, a third cousin that you think is hot, should all know this album. You know what I mean? This album should be brought up at family functions like Thanksgiving or some shit. Alright, that's about it. Hope you liked my little explanation of my favorite MFDOOM albums and a little bit as to why. And I hope that you go listen to all of these. I will put the songs that I've referenced in the description of this video so that you could find them and listen to them on your own time, because I don't want to get copyright stricken, so I can't show any of them. You should listen to them. Jordis, out.